Alright, I make my grand return. Now then, as we start this exploration and going around talking to everybody, maybe we should go to, I guess it's not a facility. I guess it's a location. Let's go to the personal quarters first, how about? And always talk with Arva like we'd always talk with Sothis in Three Houses, how about?
Excuse me.
You know who is behind this insurrection, don't you? Yeah, we were told. Wonder if you're equipped to deal with our enemy that looms on the horizon.
Well.
But equipped or no, this war will take a turn for the worse before long. I promise I will do what I can to aid you when it does. Well, thanks, man. You're totally not gonna turn evil and try to kill, like, Byleth or something like that? Maybe not.
Come to think of it.
Caspar would often drag me along to Fort Mercius when we were children. We played there quite a bit. It is an enormous fortress city with a sprawling town, open fields, and even a lake. All your imagination could come up with is housed within its great walls. It would well be worth taking a look around if we weren't going there for a battle. I'll look forward to seeing it. It looks way different from Aryan Road. I'm excited to see it. Want to be the same map as Aryan Road? Undaunted, are you? Well, I suppose that's nothing new. Oh yeah, since I still can't give out I saw the proper Merc Whistle there, but I still don't think that I can actually give out the Merc Whistle to Ferdinand, because we still gotta wait on, you know, the thing we're probably after this chapter and the events with Duke Ire. Because his support will probably be something about that, I would imagine, right?
It is you.
My father returned to Gloucester to bolster security on the Great Bridge of Murden. He mentioned that he wanted to prepare in case forces sympathetic to this rebellion appear. He encourages me to serve the Empire, while he remains quite concerned about Leicester. He has always been difficult to read, but I feel as though I've grown to understand him better as of late. Well then, let's go ahead and, trek this way, see what you have to say.
Tell me what you're thinking.
Did you know that if you travel east of here, pass through Ire territory, and sail across the sea, you'll come to Morphus, the metropolis of magic. Beyond that is a long trade route that heads east. Ire territory took over that trade route, and even came to own some fertile land that faces the sea. Wow, so the Ire family has a decent bit of stuff, huh?
You know,
AD says the nobility shouldn't exist anymore. I guess you could say this is the first step in that direction. Do you agree? Do you agree with her? That nobility should be done away with, I mean. Of course, I wouldn't be fighting with her if I didn't. Just looking around if there's like a lore pickup thingamabob somewhere around here. Just in case. There's one chilling around here somewhere. Okay, not over here. Not over here. It's worth checking though. I guess those who slither in the dark aren't a monolith, huh? There was Cornelia, and Talus, was it? And now Solon. I think they all just do whatever they want to do. I wonder if they'll pop up again in Mercius. I'm sure they will. I'm certain they will. I'd be surprised if they didn't.
You're busy?
House Burglaze is incredibly powerful, nigh invincible, and is second to none when it comes to martial prowess. Or so people say at any rate. I believed it too. They haven't really put on a good showing lately though, have they? First all that business with Leicester, and now this. I don't know. We're probably doing just fine, right? The rumors might just be a little exaggerated. You think? Yeah, just chill in front of the campfire with the Dark Mage here. Totally not all similar to that Dark Mage that we took out like 4 times in 3 houses to get the Sword of the Creator. That he was yoinking, you know? Oh, I can talk to you too. Hi. What is it? Look, I'm trying real hard to act like a merchant right now. Please don't talk to me. I'm busy with the mission. Welcome, welcome. I have some great items on sale today. What? Yeah, what now? Fort Mercius is an impenetrable fortress city that was designed to serve as defense for the imperial capital. It's also called the Stubborn Old General, as that nickname suggests. It has a very long history. Taking it back won't be a simple matter, but I hope I can have a good look around if we manage to win. I'm sure we can. Man, some of the textures on some of these things are not the best. But oh well. Hi.
What did you need?
Duke Ire could have chosen a different time for an uprising. I was about to sneeze and then it went away. I mean, the Great Tree Moon is already over. It's a new year and we haven't gotten any rest at all because of the mess he caused. Is that so? Ah. All the sniffles. Alois!
If I'm honest.
The church always dispatched the knights quickly when fighting arose and people came to harm. Because of that, some of the knights specialized in transport and construction. On occasion, they'd rope me into those duties too, but I'll tell you, I was always in awe of their knowledge and experience. Maybe we could learn a thing or two from some parts of the church. Maybe. Maybe. Hi. I see. Our enemies this time are the Empire's old rulers. This is good. We'll be able to bring them down without a complicated hassle afterward. But to be honest, I wouldn't mind taking out those who change sides to join Edelgard either. What do you mean? What do you mean, Shamir?
All right.
I've been in some life-or-death battles with the Empire before, when I was a mercenary in Dagda. All I mean is there are plenty of people who want to get even for the past. Also, what the heck was I about to say? Oh yeah, when it comes to this plot line of, there being, rebellions and whatnot, and the previous power holders trying to, like, take back their power and whatnot, that's something that we never saw with the Black Eagles route in Three Houses. It's something that you would assume would happen with, like, such a drastic change happening. That wouldn't just be like, ah, yes, all the nobility, they're so glad to, like, give up their positions and, accept this new world and whatnot that Edelgard's trying to build. Yeah, no problemo. We never really saw that in Three Houses there. Because that game wasn't afforded the time to do that, because it had so much focus on the pre-time skip and not a whole lot on the post-time skip, especially with Black Eagles. So now we actually get to, like, explore the repercussions of that and, like, the resistance to, those kinds of actions,
Greetings, friend.
Greetings, Commander. Something to report. I can't believe we're going to be fighting people from the Empire. This has got to be the biggest crisis we've faced since the start of the war. I'll tell you what, though. I knew right away that the string pullers weren't from the Empire.
So what do you think?
Don't you agree? Yeah, man. Of course these two are talking.
Got a sec?
Hey, Harmonia, let me introduce you. This is Gerald, my captain.
Whoa.
Hey, you're the newcomer here. Shouldn't I be introducing you? Your introduction wouldn't mention that I'm your first and best apprentice, so nah.
Unbelievable.
Look, you've been asleep this whole time because of the poison the enemy hit you with. And you were just a kid when I taught you the basics of being a mercenary. I was just humoring you back then, to kill time. I don't remember taking you on as my apprentice.
Oh.
How can you say something so harsh after changing my life? Are you trying to make me cry? Because I'm on the verge of tears here. Come on, don't get all worked up. Okay, you're my first and greatest apprentice. Happy now? Well, there's that.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Harmonia, do you want to come with me to Rim later to help with rebuilding efforts? There's all kinds of work that needs doing. Stuff like rebuilding repairs and tossing up rubble. Yeah,
Right on.
of course I'll go. I haven't seen you look this cheerful in a while. Is that so? Sorry if I made you worry. I want the townsfolk to go back to their old lives as soon as possible. You're a good guy, Ash. What stuff do we have in the supply master? Yoink! I will take that, thank you. Thank you kindly.
Training? I must be telling you.
Arian Road is the Silver Maiden. Mercius is a stubborn old general, yes? Despite being a maiden, she was formidable. I'm imagining the old general is even more greatly formidable. I'll agree with her because it'll probably be the thing that makes her like me more. Wait, Arfany is maxed out. It doesn't matter. The maiden's more formidable.
Sure?
Won't the maiden be more formidable? The old general is, well, old.
Interesting.
Are you thinking so? I'm the opposite. You must be wary of veteran wisdom and skill. A maiden's heart is easy to be changed. Interesting interpretation. Let's see here. Hi, Bernie.
Is everything okay?
Duke Eyre. Wait, he's now the former Duke Eyre, right? I wonder where he's been all this time. He must have holed himself up somewhere. I wish I had a place like that. Oh, Bernie. Hi.
How can I be of service?
The Alliance leader ordered me to rush over here when we heard our allies were in danger. But then I was told you don't need any assistance capturing the fort. Instead, I was asked to maintain order in areas near Alliance territory. Don't you think that was a bit harsh, considering I came all this way? Well, I suppose it's just like him to send me off without waiting for a reply from you. Well, there's Leone now, right?
Comes at a high price.
Like, yeah, it's literally just like Leone here. So let's go ahead and get the thingamabobs. Yep. Whoops, there's another thingamabob here. Yeah, get the thingamabobs. Cool. Get all nice and strong and stuff. I just figured I'd do like group session just in case there was somebody that I missed earlier, but I guess there wasn't. Yeah, there we go. Give that all to Leone. Cool. Hey.
It's you, actually.
I gave up on the people I knew couldn't be saved, and switched to rescuing those who I thought still had a chance. And they called me a demon for it. What else should I have done? I don't think about it.
Let's see.
Those who need help never think about what the person helping them is going through. Hard to say what you should do. You really are tough to read.
That makes sense.
I guess I'll have to work on that then. Yeah, we can go on expedition with good old Byleth. I'll probably do that at some point, but Ugh, this is real bad news.
Okay, so
There's this guy back in Enbar that I owe a whole bunch of money to. Now he's joined up with old Duke Ire. Ask why it's bad news. Why is that bad news? Just pay him back. Well, if he's allied with Duke Ire, we can just beat him up as part of the war, right? That's what's so bad about this. If he falls in this fight,
that's that.
I couldn't pay him back even if I wanted to. Just feels lousy, like I'm wriggling out of my debt. So he does want to repay his debts. He doesn't just want like the easy way out.
I am grateful.
You have great help to me and him, Manuela. I am truly glad you were there. Can you please not, Hanneman? It chills me to my core when you thank me so earnestly.
Can it be?
Excuse me, of all the nerve, I am attempting to offer my heartfelt thanks, and you claim I give you the chills. Did no one teach you proper manners? That's none of your concern, you doddering old geezer. Honestly, this feels less like gratitude and more like openly insulting me. My goodness, anything to pick up over in here? Oh, there is! Yoink! Book of Saros 1. The Revelation. The goddess is all things. She is heaven above and the land below. She is eternity incarnate. She is the present, past, and future. Her eyes see all. Her ears hear all. Her hands receive all. She who was graced with the holy word of the divine goddess, who bore witness to her magnificence, is the one called Saros. She is the messenger of the heavens, the bridge between the lands above and below, and her blessing shall bring tidings of peace to all. Okay, so like drawing parallels to like a real world religion for a hot second. Saros is essentially like the equivalent in this teachings of like Jesus and Christianity / Catholicism. I don't know what the difference between those two is, I'm gonna be honest. But that, you know, the goddess's omnipotence and wisdom to guide her, Saros ensures that her will be done. As a goddess's sword, Saros wards away evil. As a goddess's child, Saros makes emperors of mortals. As a goddess's wings, Saros elevates her people. As the goddess's voice, Saros spreads the word of love. That sublime sword is entrusted to you. Those emperors are crowned before you. Those wings clear your path. That voice whispers words of trust. May the blessings of the goddess follow you always. Yeah, back in May, when I had a friendo that managed to convince me to go on the freaking, like, religious crusade, the freaking Jesus camp thing that I went to, that was, like, the last place I would have ever expected myself to go to. The thingamabob that was being studied there, which was specifically the Gospel of Mark. When I read that, it's like, that sounds like that thing that I read there. Like, it's a very similar vibes, which I guess makes sense. Anyway. This never would have happened if my father had been at the fort. No point in crying over spilled milk, though. We're gonna take that fort back. And I know my brother's been taken hostage, but you don't need to worry about him. He was prepared for this. We're a warrior family, after all. What about the other family members? How about your other family members? They're not being held hostage, are they? Nah, no need to worry. Everyone else is in the capital. That's where most of the nobles are, you know? Well?
Got a sec?
Whoa, that was a quick turn. So you know Viscount Fenya, I've got a bone to pick with that odious woman. She's apparently joined up with the former Duke Ire, so this is the perfect opportunity for revenge. How dare she ridicule my father, just because he's a commoner. Well then.
Do you have a moment?
You hear that, Harmonia? Why did Harmonia, like, come up so suddenly when the rest of the text just, you know, comes up slowly? Like, I'm not seeing things right. He's telling me I shouldn't fight. Can you believe that? All I said was there was no need for you to go out of your way. I can kill in your place. It wouldn't be a problem. That sounds fine. I don't really get what's going on, but that sounds like it'd be fine. You can fight for two, can't you, Yuritsa? No, he absolutely can't. Our strengths and weaknesses are completely different. Once this battle is over, we will be continuing our fight in the kingdom. You would be unhappy if you had to strike down old acquaintances. I appreciate your concern, but I'm alright now. You don't have to worry about me. Hi, Yuri.
Right.
So, they seized the fort during the Minister of Military Affairs' absence. What did I tell you? We have to treat this as though the entire town has been taken hostage against us too. We cannot mess this up. Not only that, but they've holed themselves up in the infamous Fort Mercius of all places. How on earth are we gonna tackle this? Do you have a secret plan?
What do you think?
Do you have some sort of secret plan, maybe? I don't know, like ferreting out some hidden passages or something? What? You want me to work too? might consider it if you provide enough incentive. Though neither you nor Her Majesty could afford the price for me to risk my life. What would that be there, Kiwi? Let's see here. Oh, and I got a cook a meal. I can't forget that. I always wind up forgetting that. Some Imperial nobles over there were having a real serious conversation. I listened in and kept hearing him say something. I kept hearing him say something that sounded like "funny munya." Wonder what that's all about. An unknown language. Spoilers. Okay, well, maybe you heard the enemy using some unknown language. The bad guys have got some real inscrutable characters among them.
Right.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. You're so smart. Wait, maybe it wasn't funny munya. Could it have been Fenia Menia? Could it have been never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never? Okay,
Hunger is the true enemy.
yeah, sure is. Let's see here. So the thingamabob's awakening gauge feels somewhat faster, somewhat reduced. What was the thing I did before? I think I did something like this. I have like so many, you know, thingamabobs that I'm just constantly getting from the supply master, so yeah, sure, let's do this. How about? And then I don't know, Caspar maybe? And Dorothea? Sure. Let's do that, I guess. Sure. That works. Alright, kiddo's cooking you a meal. Best to eat up. Ah, I'm allergic to eating up. Perfect.
This is great. I bet anyone would love this stuff.
Heck yeah. Dig on in.
This looks great. I'm gonna demolish this puppy for sure.
Dig on in.
Yes. This is definitely one of the foods I love.
Get them all hyped and stuff. Sweet. Okay, cool.
Come back
Cool,
whenever you're
neat.
hungry.
Yeah, will do. Will do. That'll be like freaking next month. I guess it's not months in this game, but after playing so much Three Houses, I'm so used to calling them months, you know.
What's going on?
Fort Mercius was built back when the Empire was only about the size of Hres Relic territory. They constructed the massive military base in order to subdue other clans in the area. After that, it ended up serving as the garden of the Imperial capital. It kept getting updated and expanded. The rest is history. Well, hi there. I heard there were a number of suspicious mages among the forces that attacked Fort Mercius. There can be no doubt now. This is the work of those who slither in the dark. I couldn't care less about the former Duke Ire, but we absolutely have to get their leader this time. Okay. Okay, will do. Speaking about like mages and magic and whatnot, I wanted to do this stream earlier, but I stayed up way too late last night playing freaking Near Replicant. Thinking about mages there. I hope everyone who's been taken hostage is alright. Will they be punished for our attack? Oh goddess, please protect them. I mean, you can ask Byleth. if you want. If you're trying to ask the goddess there, just go ask Byleth. Just as the key port in the west is what used to be Nouvelle, the key port in the east is Boremus in Ire territory. Of course, if we were to consider sheer size, then the one in Embar could be a contender. But the port in Boremus is much easier to use since it faces the inland Pearl Sea, whereas the one in Embar looks out onto foreign waters. Well then. Hi! My house is following Her Majesty because I am here. If that weren't the case, then I should expect they would have followed the former Duke instead. My house is very old-fashioned, you see. My father, the current Baron, is an outlier even among the rest of my house, who was forced into accepting the title, you know? He didn't really want to be a Duke?
Right.
The former Duke Ire is not the only problem we're facing. We have the Kingdom, the Alliance, and those within the Empire to contend with as well. We must divide our attention among these many issues all at once. Yeah, so I do like how, you know, the Black Eagles in this game actually shows you tackling like all these different issues that you have to deal with, instead of just like, oh, just do battles and conquer the region. Wow, you did it. Super easy peasy, you know. Like, this is so much better.
Let's see.
Sounds like a ton of work. Wish there was more I could do outside of battle. Well, we have plenty of work to go around, so all you need to do is ask. Alright, let's see here. Ferdinand, how are you feeling, man? Oh, hello. I was just coming up with a strategy. I know my father better than anyone, so it does not follow that I would be the best person to guess at his thinking. Does it not follow? I'll offer a suggestion, sure.
Absolutely.
You sure are. How about you go ahead and decide all our troops' positions, then? Come now, none of that. Our forces ought to use my thoughts as a basis for planning. Were I to do it myself, Hubert would simply scoff and proclaim my positioning to be idiotic. Alright, let's see here.
How can I serve?
I have come to deliver a letter to Her Majesty from Count Hevring in the Imperial capital. You are aware that the former Duke Geyer is attempting to spy on the capital from Fort Merceus, yes? Are we truly going to be alright? Am I going to be able to get back safely? I'm sure you'll be fine, generic NPC man guy.
Well, might I borrow you?
We almost have a complete grasp of their formations within Fort Merceus. However, that information alone does not guarantee our victory. The fort's defenses are substantial. The former Duke Geyer is quite capable, though those who slither in the dark are likely assisting him. I'll agree there. Yeah, he might be more powerful than we imagine. We'll have to stay on our toes when we lay siege to the fort. You think so? I may have praise for the former Duke's skillful capture of the fortress, but I am no more inclined to pay heed to the fool's deployment of tactics or his martial prowess. But yeah. I'm sure that there's plenty of situations like that, but did you hear that in his efforts to overthrow the Emperor, Duke Geyer called on countless nobles to try and negotiate? However, why was Nouvelle not among them? Does our revival not serve as an attractive lure for the outer regions? I'll consider the question because she'll like that. Maybe it's been too long since you lost your title? I guess you didn't think you had enough influence to be of any use. There may be some truth in that, but I find it extremely irritating to be passed over in such a way. Alright, we've talked with everyone now. We've now talked with everybody in the camp, which means it's support conversation time. Like this one that we've been waiting on seeing.
Good news. We've dislodged another foothold those who slither in the dark held in Empire territory.
Good news? That's great. So that soldier was one of theirs after all, huh?
He was. It's uncanny how you managed to identify their agents so precisely. Ordinary spies would be one thing, but these villains are another entirely.
I'd like to say it's just intuition, but there's more to it than that. It's my power. Their magic is almost identical to the one I use, so it's not hard for me to pick up on. Guess we have Hubert to thank for connecting the dots between the two.
How strange that you would hold such an important key. The more I look back, the more I realize, without you among our ranks, I may never have broken the stranglehold those who slither in the dark exerted on the Empire.
Me? What did I do?
Our hidden foe was deeply entrenched in almost every facet of Adrestian society. The two were almost inseparable. And so I turned a blind eye to the lives that were being lost to their cruel designs, opting instead to focus my energy on preparing for war. But then you came along and helped show me a way to kill two snakes with one stone, as it were. You were the cog that was missing from the turnwheel, the one final push that urged me to act.
Right. Well, I'm not sure I can take credit for that, but I'm glad I could be there for you all the same. Really makes me wonder why you all didn't trust me, though.
Yes, I can see your point. It was my mistake. In any case, I'd like you to know just how pleased I am to have you fighting alongside us. You were a perfect stranger who owed nothing to the Empire. Yet you're still here. That means much.
It wasn't that big a deal. I just needed some gold and figured if anyone was gonna have the coin to spare, it'd be the Empire.
You know, some things are best left unsaid.
Oh, and you were really quick to compliment me back at the Academy. That left an impression for sure. I mean, most nobles don't give us mercs the time of day. But you were different.
It's nice to hear you say that.
And hey, I was right about you. I wouldn't be shining half as bright as I am today if I didn't hitch my wagon to yours. Trust me, no regrets here. Anyway, back to it. Victory is so close I can almost smell it. And I'll be right here by your side the rest of the way. No stopping till we've united all of Fodlan.
We will reach the end of this path soon. All of us. Together.
Alright, yeah, so Edelgard taking a very different path towards those who slither in the dark, with Shez as an ally, as opposed to, with Byleth as the professor ally with 3 houses. Alright, let's get another green!
Why are you always doing that?
A question, if I may. Have you had any further contact with our slithering friends since that day?
Not in the slightest. Why? Do you know something?
Yes, actually. What with the riots in Rim territory and the former Duke Ayer's attempted rebellion, thanks to that we now have a lead on the insurgents within the Empire, as well as those who slither in the dark. Speaking to the latter, I also tried to determine if they had been attempting to reach you, or otherwise thought you an ally. But at present, it seems neither is the case, regrettably.
At present? You still don't trust me, do you? In our conversations? The future of the Empire? Promoting commoners? I would have hoped you'd ease up at least a little after all that.
Believe me, it brings me no joy and, in fact, some guilt to doubt you so. But I must be prepared for any eventuality. When needs must, I have made even my greatest enemy feel as though they are a trusted friend. Yet, at times I have also shown extreme suspicion towards those who were, in all manners, undeserving of it.
Yeah, I get it. Keep your cards close to the chest. Never let them know what you're actually thinking. You really are something, you know that? I'm just glad we're on the same side.
I must admit, I only tell you all this because I do, in fact, consider you deserving of my trust. Even if you were once connected to those who slithered in the dark, that is clearly behind you now. So believe me when I say, I have the utmost confidence in you.
After what you just told me, I think I'm actually more worried now. I bet that's not how you really feel.
I get the feeling that any attempt I make at explanation will only dig myself further into this hole. Enough on that, though. Our problem now is what lurks beneath your mind's veneer.
What do you mean?
I can sense another you, bubbling away behind the one you present to the world. Call it intuition. What really worries me is that you may one day shed this husk you bear now and become that someone else entirely.
Another me, huh? Well, I appreciate the concern, but even if that someone does exist, I won't let them overtake me. I mean, come on! I'd shove that other me right back where they came from and earn your trust once and for all. Though, just so we're clear, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Very well. I suppose I will have to take your word. For now. In any case, I hope that as we inscribe Fodlan's new future, we do so with you by our side.
So Hubert kind of has a bit of a feeling about Arvel there, and that might be a little bit of a premonition there in case Arvel takes over. We have seen Sothis try to take over Byleth earlier in the adventure, so I mean, I have another support with someone. Lawrence, okay.
Tough fight, eh, Lawrence? I'm just glad we both made it back safe.
Indeed. Without your help, I surely would have met a noble warrior's demise. Thankfully, my admirers will have no reason to weep today. And for that, you have my gratitude.
Well, that took a weird turn.
Do you remember what I said before about the order of things in Fodlan?
Yeah, wasn't it something like, you nobles are here to protect us commoners, so we all should just be good little kids and go take a nap or something?
Well, I don't recall saying anything about naps, but yes, we nobles have an obligation to protect the common folk. However, were a commoner to take a lethal strike in a noble's stead, then we have failed in our duty. I was dangerously close to suffering that fate myself.
Okay, sure, but you would have died if I hadn't saved you.
And in doing so, you put yourself in a most precarious position. Your life could have been forfeit.
Risking my neck to save others is just what I do.
Yes, well, you were lucky to keep it unsevered this time. Mark my words, there is no reason a commoner should ever put their life on the line for a noble. I couldn't bear the thought of someone of your status sacrificing their life for the sake of my own. So do not do that again. Are we clear?
Huh. That's how you repay the person who saved your life? I expected better from you, Lawrence.
No, that's not it. Truly, you have my sincere thanks. I simply want you to understand my position.
All right, I take it back. No need to get all riled up. You're a real piece of work, you know that?
Me? How rude! I will have you know I'm quite serious about this matter.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but we can end up in that situation 100 times, and I'll save you every single one.
Astonishing. You fail to understand me after all this.
I get what you're going for, but I've got my own way of doing things. Mercenary or no, I know there's nothing worse than watching an ally die right in front of me. Especially if they're weaker than me. I just can't help but jump in to save them, you know?
Weaker? You cannot possibly mean me.
Hey, you're the one who almost kicked the bucket out there. If you don't want people rushing in to save you, then you've just gotta get stronger.
I must admit, your argument is sound. I cannot refute it. In that case, I ask you keep your eyes on me from this day forth. I shall endeavor to improve myself. The day my strength surpasses yours, my noble personage will save your commoner skin and restore the proper order to this world. Yes, this shall solve all of Fodlan's problems.
This is why nobody believes me when I say he's actually a decent guy.
Something tells me these supports are things that you're supposed to see during the Golden Deer route, not the Scarlet Blaze route. Does Lawrence know what kind of world we're paving here? Does he have a bit of an idea there? Alright, let's see here.
I wonder when I'll be able to return to Enbar.
Greetings, Dorothea. I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, you're fine. I was just having myself a little think. So, what do you need?
I come with a matter involving the opera company of which you were once a member.
What's wrong? What happened?
Nothing drastic, I assure you. A letter addressed to you arrived, and finding myself with a moment to spare, I decided to deliver it personally. And as I was also hoping to speak with you about the company, the trip serves a dual purpose.
Okay, don't scare me like that, Hubert. I figured something awful had happened since you were coming here in person.
My apologies. Let your heart be at ease. Now then, I wish to discuss the matter of your return to the opera company.
I'm pretty sure I said I wasn't going back.
That is not what I refer to. Well, it is and it isn't. You have no love of violence, and in fact care little enough for it that the mere sight of someone in pain nearly rends your poor heart in two. Further, I am aware that you received numerous invitations to return to the company. Despite that, you continue to remain here on the front lines of the war. I find this choice curious.
Okay, that's a fair point. I honestly have given some thought about returning to the company. Touring across the land with them and using music to heal weary hearts sounds wonderful. And if I did make that choice, it would be a different way to help Edelgard and everyone else. You agree, right?
Indeed. I should think it terribly useful work.
But even so, I can't abandon the actual fight when all of you are still here. The thought of being safe and sound while my friends risk their lives isn't something I'm comfortable with. Does that make sense?
It does. And I even share your feelings to a degree. However, we could always summon your opera company to the front so that you could use your diva talents to motivate our troops. Surely you have considered this possibility?
You really see through everything, Hubie. It's vexing. But fine, there's another reason. I want to support 80 as a commoner. If I were here in the position of an opera diva, I wouldn't be treated like one anymore. I want to be here fighting as a representative of the peasant class. However selfish it might be, I feel this is the best way to help Adie as she tries to erase the gap between nobles and commoners.
Well, this is a surprise. You choose the path of hardship for the sake of your emperor. Truly, I have undersold your resolve.
Oh, but there is one more reason.
Still more.
There are quite a few young nobles here. Dependable ones with quality futures ahead of them. And they're a lot more attractive than the doormats who flutter about us divas in the capital.
Yes, that does seem important. You are stronger than I gave you credit for, Dorothea. And you have earned my respect this day.